Okay, we're live.
Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the jury question and answer portion of season 13, Big Brother Ransei. As you can see, Jones and Veronica are our final two, so congratulations to them for suffering all the way to the end of this game. Um, so basically, just to go over the format for tonight, we're going to start with opening statements, and then we're going to go through juror questions, and then we are going to do closing statements, and that'll be it for tonight. Um, so we predetermine the order, and for opening statements, Jones is going to be going first. So the floor is all yours.
Okay. Firstly, I'd like to thank everybody for having me. I'd like to thank the hosts. I'd like to thank everybody who was involved, and I'd like to just thank the fact that I'm here. Thank you for putting together a really good season. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad I'm here. I started off the game trying to be as social as possible, whether that be through calls or blah, blah, whether that be through PMs, and I tried to get on everybody's good side as good as possible. And with the HOH, I was able to solidify my bonds with people. So I was kind of like, oh, like Joan, she's there. She's my friend. She won't target me. And then people wouldn't target me because I was kind of just sliding through. But after the Cheatham vote, though, that kind of put me in a position where it was like the girl's best friend kind of to a kind of like middle shield, kind of under the radar, kind of snaky strategy. At Final 12, Mo had told me that he wanted to target Jules, Veronica, and Jonah, which wasn't my favorite thing because I was strongly aligned with people that, like them, all three of them. Then I knew they would be targets down the line, and I knew I would stay over them. So I didn't want them gone just yet. So knowing Jules had the golden Jigglypuff, I told her to play the golden Jigglypuff, and I told Veronica that she was also being targeted, so she would at least have a chance to campaign for herself, and then also gave the opportunity to Vicky go up, and Vicky wasn't someone I was close with, so I sent her home. Sorry, I was like, huh. After the triple eviction, though, I was kind of right in the middle, and there were clear sides shown. I was on one side, but no one really knew it, and that actually allowed people like Meta and people like Mackenzie to still want to work with me, and that still kept me safe, and it kept me kind of right in the middle up until Final Seven, where I unintentionally exposed myself and unintentionally exposed my duoship with Veronica. And however, even in that moment, I was still wasn't really a big threat because Jules was still here, and I was spared over Jules, and I was able to fight for myself. And even though I wasn't really doing a lot, or it made it seem like I wasn't doing a lot, I was able to fight for myself, and I was able to make it to the end, and I was able to win comps when I needed to. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I was able to win comps when I needed to. And I was able to keep myself, and I was able to keep Veronica safe. And yeah, I'm very excited to be dragged. Sorry, I'm like, huh. But I'm very excited to be dragged. But I still feel like I played a very individual game, and I still played for myself. I won the veto at Final Five, knowing that it was probably me going up and me going home if Veronica was still safe. Um, I tried for every veto, knowing that the vote was probably the most important thing to have, and I wanted every single veto, I wanted every single vote, and I got it. And yeah, I believe that is it. Please drag me. Please destroy me. I know this was really bad. Why'd you go off camera? All I see is myself.
Okay, thank you, Jones. So Veronica, you're up next. You're currently like loading for me, so I don't know what's up with that. Um, okay. Okay, 1 second. Technical difficulties. Okay. Um, Veronica, try restarting Discord if you can hear me. Hey, okay.
Okay, there. I had to go on
You're
my
good.
phone because it wasn't working on my computer at all.
Okay, you're good.
Is this working?
All right, go ahead. Your time.
Is it my turn? I missed
Yeah,
the
yeah.
okay.
No, you're totally fine. Go ahead.
Um. Oh, stop it. I'm having technical difficulties. So I'll say that like I joked a lot and definitely reinforced that I was the goat at the end, and to a certain extent, I do think it's true, but to another certain extent, I also don't think it's true. I definitely try to upplay that in general, but I think at certain points I played a social game. I knew when to back off, and I knew when to make other people look like targets and use the pre-existing game connections that everyone seemed to fucking have in this game. As someone who wasn't in the community, I didn't have these past clue games or whatever fucking games that were going on to kind of like instantly get it thrown into these alliances. I had to be personable at the start and then let that kind of carry me through. I obviously made really strong connections and I kept loyal to them because I knew at the end I was always going to make it to the end because my two duos were Jones and Beck. Very very much so. It was always Jules was woke. Jules literally knew. Jules called me out for Beck being close with Beck, and then she also called it out that me and Jones were a duo. It's very equal parts true. She was very much aware. But I also, as much as a social game, like it could be say, oh, you weren't really close to certain people. Well, that's always my strategy going in. I never like to be close with everyone because that doesn't leave targets for you to go after. And I like to play a loyal game, so that's what I wanted to keep. Um, Smarter, not harder is always my like saying. So I definitely, if I didn't have to win something, I wasn't going to. If there was a chance that I would be disloyal in a competition because like I saved myself or something like that, I'm not going to do it. In Final 5, I think it was, I literally did tell Jones at one point, you can have it, because I didn't want to be put up with Beck or have Beck and Jones up and I have to vote one of them out because I wasn't like, that wasn't beneficial for me. If it was me and Beck up against the wall, obviously I wasn't betraying him, and he didn't even get put up. So at the end, I still stayed in. Everyone I was aligned with was there, and I was loyal. I didn't throw like the final 3 HOHs, but I sure didn't try hard enough. That's fact. It is true. In general, I guess it's a floater goat game that I played, but I think I played it the best I could, and you either respect it or you don't. And I hope that at least one person does because I want at least one vote. But it be how it be, and it be that way sometimes. So that's my speech.
All right, thank you, ladies. So the first juror who's going to come and ask questions is going to be Meta. So,
Hi, Queen. Queen. Oh, she's ringing.
yeah,
Didn't
she's
realize.
ringing.
I'm El Stupid.
Huh?
I'm El Stupid.
I kind of want to see
Big
if I can
stupid.
join on my laptop again.
I believe in you. I'm gonna mute because I'm eating pretzels. Oh.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Hi, Meta.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead. You have 10 minutes to ask whatever you want.
Wait, 10 whole minutes?
Yeah, you don't have to
Oh
use
my
all of
God.
it.
Okay. I was like, this is a lot of pressure. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. Yeah, okay. So, wait, okay. Oh,
All right. Hi, Meta.
hi. Wait,
Hello?
wait, okay, sorry, I'm confusing myself.
Wait, you have to
I'm on the-
close out of the tab of YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no,
Okay.
you're fine.
Oh
What's good?
no. Okay. So, my first question is, what do you think is your biggest regret in the game?
Is there anyone you want to start with?
Is Veronica dead? I think she's dead. I don't see her.
Oh God, Veronica!
Okay.
You can start.
Yeah, Jones, if you want to start while Veronica gets her act together.
I am gonna be real. I don't really feel like I regret anything.
No.
Honestly, I mean, I guess the only thing that I can say is like voting for Mandos because that's the one thing that I think kind of exposed me. But like, I feel like I wouldn't have done it either way. Like, I feel like I still would have voted for Mandos to stay, and I feel like that didn't really like change anything. I'm still here, so like, I don't know. I'm not upset about the things that I have done. Um, I regret hurting people if I did. But besides that, I don't really think I regret anything game wise.
Okay. And is Veronica still? Oh, okay. Bye, Veronica.
No.
If you did hurt anyone, who do you think you would have, or who do you think you hurt, and like
I
why?
100% think I hurt Mo. I 100% think I hurt Mo because like he sounded so heartbroken and like he's been a friend of mine for a really long time. And I know he's been wanting to play this game for a really, really long time. And the fact that I voted him out and the fact that I kind of like took that away from him broke my heart doing that. And I don't know if he's watching this, but I'm sorry if you are. Uh, yeah, I think Mo is someone that I know I 100% like hurt. And also Beck, absolutely. Like it was the right thing to do game wise, but like it hurt me. So that yeah.
Wait, did he cry?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh no, I almost laughed and I didn't mean to laugh. Oh
No, it's
no.
okay. It's
Oh,
okay.
I did. I'm not laughing. That's not funny. That's really sad.
It's okay.
Question? I'm jumping back in.
Oh, hi, Veronica.
Hello.
Oh wait, let me turn on my face. But I'm ugly. But okay. Okay. Featuring my bangs. Okay. So, what was my question again? I forgot my question. Jones, do you remember what my question was?
Your first one was do you regret anything?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Hi. Do I regret anything? No. That's the easy. Like, I made it to the end. I didn't hurt or backstab anyone. I came out unscathed. Like, everything that I wanted to generally happen happened when I wanted it, how I wanted it. And here I am.
Okay. I should have planned this better, I think. I'm so sorry. Oh no.
You're
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Wait. Also, can you rank like each member of the jury based on like who you trusted the most and trusted the least?
Each member of the jury?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, who's the question for? Both of us or
Both of us.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to?
I can go first. Let me just pull up the jury. Because I need visuals. Okay, so from the jury, who I trusted the most would be Beck, number one. Well, obviously, like, Jones is right next to me, so she can't be there, but it would have been, like, Jones, Beck. So, Beck, Mandos, I would say probably Jonah. I didn't really know what, like, he would do, but I also, like, liked him enough that I was like, no, he wouldn't go after me just yet. Then probably, like, Kayla, even though she was, like, never really around, she, like, I know generally liked me, and only when she started working with Mackenzie, she started, like, you know. But then I would say you, Meta, and then Kiki, M, and Mo, and Mackenzie are, like, dead last. Tie.
Okay.
I probably like Mo a little bit more than Kiki, M, and Mackenzie, though.
Okay. What about Jules? You forgot
Oh,
Jules.
Jules! I'm so sorry, Angel. I would probably put her around Jonah, because as much as I trusted Jules, I also really didn't trust Jules because she was working with everyone, and I didn't know where I was in her list. And so that concerned me, and that's why I kept reiterating that, oh, she's a threat, she's working with everyone, she's here to win, like, she will win. Honestly, she would have won, like, so she's, like, in the middle.
Hi. I'm gonna, besides obviously Veronica, I would say my number one would be Mandos. And then I'd actually put Mackenzie as number two. Because no matter what happened, I knew she wouldn't go after me. Even at Final Four, she wasn't gonna vote me out. So I knew that for sure. And then I would say Beck. It's a tie between Beck and Jules in like that third spot because like I knew that they were like really big threats, but I felt like they wouldn't really lie to me, especially because I feel like to an extent I was pretty open with them. So they were pretty open with me as well, and even Jules told me how she felt about Beck and Veronica. Um and even after I told her I was voting for her, I'd probably put you after Jules and Beck, because I felt like I had a better relationship with you. And then Jonah would be right after. We just kind of stopped talking to each other that much. Mo would be right there, right after. Like I loved him with my heart and soul, but we just weren't on the same page. And like I felt like when I told him some things, like he wouldn't either remember it or he would like not take it into like consideration. And then probably Kiki, M, and Kayla, they're like tied. It's just mainly because like they I didn't have the best relationship with them. I probably had the worst relationship with both of them. I tried expressing that to them in goodbye messages. So yeah. That's it.
Okay.
I think.
Has it been 10 minutes, or can I ask one more question?
You still have like 2 minutes left, so
Okay.
you have time.
Can you describe your game in 3 words? Veronica.
Loyal, unassuming, smarter, not harder. That isn't a phrase if that is some way.
Okay.
I had a word in my head, but like I lost it because I'm
Yeah,
stupid.
I had one, like, with that one, I was like working on it and I had it and then I lost it. So we're going with that.
Okay.
I would say aware, because I would generally say I was aware of the everything happening. I would say I was aware of everything and kind of in the loop. I'm gonna count UTR as a word because it's an abbreviation. And what did I say? UTR, aware, friendly.
Okay.
That's my last one. So yeah.
And sorry,
I'd like to think.
How would you describe each other's games? Do you agree with what the other person said?
Can you repeat your words to me, Veronica? I'm sorry.
Smarter, not harder, unassuming, and loyal.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with yours. You definitely played probably one of the best social games. I can admit that. Like, you had everybody.
But you're so smart. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Stop. But I agree. I agree with Veronica. Not about me, but about like her words.
Okay.
No, I agree with what I said and what Joan said, and I disagree with disagree.
No, stop. Shut your mouth.
No.
Okay, but moral of the story. I'm sorry.
Our cholesterol is just like.
All right. So that's the end of your 10 minutes, Meta. Thank you so much for asking questions and showing up. You're an icon.
I know.
I love you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I should have told about what I said about her to Mackenzie. Damn.
What happened?
I should have told her what I said to Mackenzie when Mackenzie nominated me. I was like, I wish Matt was here.
She'll see it. She'll see it. We're live.
So, next is going to be Beck.
Ooh, what's up?
Hey.
We don't deserve you.
Welcome back, Beck. Your time starts right now, so go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Firstly, I want to say so sorry about yesterday. I didn't get to say what I really wanted to say, which was that I'm proud of both of you. And honestly, just really good luck. So yeah, that's it. Okay, first question. This is for both of you, I guess, whoever wants to answer it. So who do you think was the biggest threat to you at any point in the game? Like, just who do you think was like your biggest roadblock? And what did you do? Like, what role did you play in getting rid of them? Whoever wants to go first. I don't really.
Is it okay to have two?
Yeah, sure. I don't.
Okay, cool. Well, one obviously would be Jules. Because I feel like in terms of socially and everything like that, Jules was best friends with everybody, and every single person absolutely adores Jules and loves her. And as someone who's more socially oriented with people, or who tries to be more socially oriented with people, she's very scary to me. And I guess what I did try to do in terms of like getting her out, I would say telling you about what you said, like at Final 7 was like a big thing to kind of get her out. And even just like being on the block, and I don't know, just like mainly what I said to you, but like kind of being the scapegoat and getting her out, I guess. Does that make sense? That was like a really stupid way of responding, but I hope that made sense. I'm very sorry. Thank you. And I guess you would be my other biggest threat. Yeah. Because like you're very competitive, and also everybody fucking loves you too. And I knew I really had to step up my own like competitive game to like get to where I am now. Like I've never won 5 comps in one season. I've never like done this much in terms of like competitiveness. And I only really like win 1 per season. So the fact that like I was able to kind of like match up to you is like an honor in itself. And like, yeah, I would say you and Jules probably.
I will also say Jules, and I will say this is me coming clean. Jones, you asked me if I had told Beck about what you told me, and I sure did. Before you told him, I definitely did. I waited a little bit. I tried not to immediately, but once Jules has said, "Oh, Cheatham's going after you," I was like, "No, Becky's gonna end up doing something stupid, and I need him not to do that." So I called him instantly, and I told him because I needed Beck to know, because I trusted Beck and I valued Beck more.
And the plot twist was Jules told me before both of you, so.
Yeah. So like, I did tell him before, and so I had constantly always was like saying, "Oh, she's such a huge threat," always talking about it, never really trusted her. I did technically told Vicky to nominate her in meta that one time, and she only did it because I told her to. on the same vein, I did save her because I didn't think it was time. And it helped build trust that could have not been there. And then I also say it was Mackenzie as my second roadblock because she definitely wanted me out for whatever reason. And like, I didn't really have to do anything because I think Beck betraying her kind of broke her spirit and she gave up. I didn't have to do anything, so I guess like me being aligned with Beck kind of just like saved that ever like coming to fruition. But she was definitely one person that I felt like was like my biggest target at the end because I knew the position I was where I had both of you kind of like would wanting to take me because I was like the GOAT was the same as the position that could have been with you, Jones, with Beck and Mackenzie if it had been me gone out of the picture. And it just worked out that I had my final two people there with me at the end.
Nice. Okay, so I know that I have individual questions. I can't remember yours, Veronica, so I'm just gonna do Jones's. Um, so Jones, you weren't nominated a single time up until my HOH, and I only did it because I knew that nobody was gonna vote you out because that's how good of a social position you were in. Um, so and I did want you out, but nobody would do it. So yeah. Um, but I just want to know, like, what I don't know, like, what went into you having such a good social game and like just constantly being in like a good position? Like, what did you do?
I just tried my damn best to kind of, because I was aware that I didn't really have like the best like schedule for a lot of things. I worked like full time for a majority of the beginning of the game. Um, I really had to kind of like step myself up, and I was able to kind of like make connections with people, and that was mainly on calls. So like a lot of the time, I made really good connections with people on call. Like Kiki M, I was able to talk with more on calls with her, and I was able to talk with her a bit about choir and everything about that, and like bonding with her on aspects like that. Um, just tried my damn best to really like get in touch with everybody as much as I could. Given my schedule, might not have been as always online as I'd like to, but like I just tried to keep up to date with every single person that I could and trying to be like on good terms with as many people as I could. And I think that HOH at the beginning really did help my case because it really did put me in that position where like, oh, you know, she's on my side. We're good. Especially with like Kiki Q. Like I was I was out of her path. She was like, "Thank you." She was like, "I'm not after you." And that like really opened up like an opportunity for me to like kind of slide through and still like be good with everybody. Does that make sense? Okay, yay. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so Veronica still can't remember yours, so I'm just gonna make one up.
Okay.
So like you've said that you feel like you played like the social like kind of like a goat game because a lot of people like you either respect it or you don't. Um, and so like I just want to know like do you feel like you had more influence over the game than it like looks on the surface? Like, because when just looking at it, you know, it's easy to say, well, Veronica didn't really do anything because she didn't make any moves like here. But like you could have just been like behind the scenes doing stuff. I don't know. So if you have an example, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, so I feel like surface level is very like minimal because I didn't win comps. I didn't have to win comps most of the time. Although like even as a GOAT, people would be like, even Mo said like, oh, no one's gonna vote you out, kind of like that situation with Jones, like no one was gonna vote me out. I've been nominated a couple times, but I've had 0 votes to evict. I still had that like social game, and I feel like I was in people's ears, like saying things. I knew information that I pretended to not know over and over again. There's literally one week where like 4 different people told me the exact same thing, and I was like, "Oh my god, really?" Every single time. And so like and like with Vicky, everyone pretty much knew I had her HOHs in my fucking palm of my hand, but I also played it off like, "Oh, I have no idea what she's gonna do," even though I was telling her what to do because she wasn't interacting with everyone. And so like even with the Cheatham and Mandos, like she had an idea of like doing Cheatham, but I was like, no, like you have to do Cheatham because I was close with Mandos. I didn't want him to go. I had risked his life, and I had enough trust in getting the right amount of votes and having her swayed into what I want to do for it to carry out as I wanted. And so like with at least her HOHs, like I got to control some things with absolutely no blood on my hands. And then for other things, I'd be like, oh, we need to do this. Oh, we need to do this. Or, oh, no, you need to win this right now because this is what they're saying. So, like, I would still be around the scenes. I was still involved in things. I still knew information, but I kept it when I needed to keep it to myself. I spreaded it when I needed to spread it. And I didn't have to win comps because I didn't have to. No, everyone was so unassuming with me, and like with Mandos, especially like how you were like, oh, he's downplaying his game. He's downplaying his game all the time. I was like, so am I. So am I. And so it's just you either respect it or you don't, because I'm not going to do the big moves. I've hosted enough. I've played enough. I've made it far in like almost all Big Brother games I play, and so I know what to do to make it to the end.
How's my time? Can I do one more?
Yeah, you can do one more.
Okay. For both of you again, what do you think was like a big turning point for you in this game? Like was there a moment where like things just like drastically shifted?
The Mandos vote.
Mm.
Because that, like, I've said it a ton, that exposed me, and that really kind of like put me like in the spotlight, like, oh, Jones, you haven't been nominated. Oh, Jones, you and Veronica voted together. How convenient is that? How quirky is that? How fun and fresh is that? And like I really had to kind of like step it up a little bit, a lot of it, in terms of socially, in terms of like comp wise especially, and in terms of just kind of everything in general. I do have another point actually, or like another event. Is that okay? Okay, cool. Probably the Cheatham vote, because it really put myself in a good position with every single person with like in that group, but I was still like on the outs enough to kind of like be with everybody else, and I still had to like downplay that middle part, and I still had to like kind of maneuver that and still like avoid the targeting, I guess. Does that? Yeah.
The Jules part is very like the
Okay,
same.
sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, the Jules part's very much the same. Because like we obviously exposed ourselves as one, like that we're paired, and then two, like it kind of broke up Boss Baby, like in a way, because obviously she wasn't gonna trust us, and that was like I was using as like my number one. And so that had to change a little bit, but it didn't change my game that much. I feel like it only wasn't until we were getting closer to the end where I felt like my game that was more like coasting, like I didn't have to, I was fine, to I might potentially have to backstab someone I don't want to backstab, was very like more high risk. Like I said in like the final five I did was like at one point I straight up told like Jones, I was like, you can have this, because I didn't want even a chance to backstab you. I didn't want any chances of backstabbing like Jones. Like I wanted to play a very loyal game, and I did throughout the whole time because I wanted to make sure. So it was just more risk at the end. Not necessarily a huge change. It was just more risky moves to play the game that I wanted to play.
Cool. That's all I had. Also, I'm wearing a hoodie, but I am wearing my New York Excelsior shirt underneath this. So sorry, my package never came in. But
I'm also wearing my Tom Fords for you.
oh yeah, sick. Me too. I mean, these are the only glasses I have, but
well, I either contacts or glasses for me, so I just specifically wore them for you.
Nice. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Beck. Adios.
Love you, King.
Okay. So those are the two jurors who are going to be with us live. I do have written questions from two. jurors, as well as one audio question/statement. So we'll begin with the audio statement. It's from Mandos. I'm just going to like blast it through my computer speaker, and hopefully you guys can hear it. If not, I'll like play it on my phone. So, because my screen share doesn't work. Okay.
Hello.
Can y'all hear that?
So I could not be there at that moment because Q&A is 3 a.m. my time, and even if I am awake, I could not reasonably speak in a call. So I'm sorry for that. And I'm sorry for being this kind of juror, but I really don't have any game-related questions. So we just wanted to make this recording because I want to say I love you both, and I can't thank you enough for being my allies throughout this game. And I'm really happy that one of you will be crowned winner. You, both of you, earned getting to the final, and good luck to both of you. Bye.
I love it.
All right. Well, shout out to Mandos for making a statement. We appreciate that. So the next question is going to come from Jonah. His question is, I'm generic and unoriginal, and I can't think of anything. So question for both of you. Why do you feel like you deserve to be where you are over anyone else?
Do you want to go first or do you want me?
You can go.
I just think. Oh, I had to readjust. My leg was falling asleep. I'm a mess. Okay. Oh, Siri. Shh. Sorry, that was my laptop. So where was I? So I think I deserve to be here because I didn't have a lot of connections going into this game, like, at all. I had maybe like a total of like one, and it wasn't even that like beneficial of a connection. And I didn't know most of these people. I didn't know any of these people. I didn't know of them. I didn't know their past games. I had to get that information from everyone, and I started new. I was new into this community, how it is. So I didn't have the, I guess, like pre-mades or like those strong connections going in. I had to make them, and they had to be genuine. I had to make those connections stronger than the previous people's connections. I had to kind of determine who should I trust, who I shouldn't trust, even knowing their history. Like, Beck backstabbed Jules like 4 times, and I still trusted him. I had been told by someone outside of the game, like, oh, you should watch out for Beck. I completely disregarded that and went with my own gut. I played the unassuming game to the T, honestly, even to the last moment, sending picture of a goat. Like, yes, I can be considered the goat, but I'm the best damn goat that there fucking is, because I did a lot of shit that no one knew I was doing. People unassumed, and I'm here. I'm here at the end after, like, not knowing anyone, being out of this community for so fucking long, not barely knowing how to work Discord. I still had to be, like, asking questions all the time. And yeah.
Hi. I feel like I deserve to win because I was able to cover myself socially, and whereas I feel like Veronica sometimes wasn't able to, and she was targeted a couple times because she wasn't able to. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
No, you're fine.
Sometimes I feel like Veronica wasn't able to cover herself socially, and I feel like even though there were so many reasons why I should have gone home and so many reasons why people should have voted me out to go home, I was still able to fight through them, and I was still able to kind of like overcome those moments, and I was able to win comps when I needed to. I was able to keep my allies safe when I needed to. I was able to make things go the way that I wanted to go when I needed to. And also, I'd like to mention something. Veronica, you said you played like tons and tons of BB games, everything before this. I'm a Survivor girl. I don't really play Big Brother games. I've only played 2, and I've gone first boot and second boots in both of them. This is my first like real BB game, and this is like the first like time that I was able to really like do something for myself, and the fact that I like made it to the end fighting for it, and the fact that like with all of these things that I did have to overcome, everything like that, I made it here. I think that I do deserve to win.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. So also the end of Jonah's question was just congrats to both of you. Aha, I love you. So we'll move on. So oh my god, it's not Corona, I swear.
Everybody run.
Yeah, seriously. So the last question is from Jules. So she asked, what did you like about one another's game the most that you think really stood out?
I've already even said it. Jones's social game was on point. Like, again, you not being nominated until like final 5, that's huge. No one can say that you were the last one to be nominated. You had the excellent social game. Everyone loves you. I love you the most. Gotta get that clear. All of y'all can fucking fuck off because I love Jones the most. And so like that, yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. The social game was amazing, and kudos given to where kudos is deserved.
I lack confidence in every way. I respect how you, and please let me know if I'm answering the question correctly. This is how I'm interpreting it. You're owning every single aspect of your game, and you are taking things that may be seen as negatives, and you're turning them on like their head on why they should be positives, and you're able to speak well, and you really have made so many more moves than like other people may seem, or it may seem on the surface. And yeah, you do 100% deserve everything, and I love you.
I love you so much.
I love you. I love you to the moon back.
Yay. We're just a couple quackheads out there.
We sure are.
Okay. So, that concludes our juror question and answer portion of the night. So we will move on to final closing statements. Like I said, you guys will get up to 5 minutes to talk about your game. You don't have to use the whole time, but feel free to say anything that you think wasn't brought up tonight, and make your last final impression on the jurors. So we'll start with Veronica.
Okay. So, first of all, I just want to this isn't even really a part of my speech, but I just think it's beautiful that it is me and Jones at the end, because we deadass would be in the living room voice channel for like 3 hours straight just talking to each other for days, and no one would fucking notice. We have been like duo from like almost the fucking beginning. We were in so many alliances together. We were always talking. No one pieced it together until the end. So shout out to Jules for catching, but like, you were late, homegirl. Like, we have been out here for the longest. I'm just gonna say that. So it's kind of beautiful that we're here together. Again, I think I've stated a lot of the, and I will be reiterating some of the like things where I didn't have pre-existing like game connections. I had 0 votes against me every time I was nominated. Got Beck to use the veto on me. Well, I didn't really even have to really force him. He just kind of did it because it was beneficial for both of our games. I was loyal to the people I was loyal to. Mandos never voted him out. Vicky never voted her out. Jones, Beck, obviously I can't vote either of them out. I didn't. I was loyal to the ones that I wanted to be absolutely loyal to. I controlled Vicky's HOHs and made sure I had no blood. I literally didn't have blood on my hands for pretty much the whole game, except for maybe Jules, and that was just more of an expose than necessarily me making the final blow. I just in general played smarter, not harder. I didn't have to win comps because I knew I was going to either stay or it wasn't beneficial for me to win those comps. And so I played a really good middle ground. Again, I purposely am not close to a good majority of people, so I always have people to target so I can play the loyal game that I play. And I am social and around the people that I do want to be social around. And I did always say the truth, whether or not it was fumbling with the words and specifics. So, like, I'm trying to think of an example, or like, I would have to like bend my words a little, so I was still telling the truth without exposing my own self on things that I would tell other people or where I got the information from, etc. Like when people were gonna be voted out, I told them straight away. I told Jules, I told Jonah, I told Kiki M. If I was voting them out, I was 100% honest. There was no major lying except for at the end where I didn't even technically lie. I just kept saying one thing to one person and another thing to another where it wasn't contradicting, but also they wouldn't have been happy if they knew I was saying the things I was saying. And so I think I played a decent game. You either respect it or you don't. I hope at least one of you do, because that would be really embarrassing to get 0 votes. But either way, I think Jones played a great game as well, and I love her to death. So either way, I'm going to be happy with the outcome because I'm going to be happy, and yeah.
All right, so Jones, the floor is yours.
Okay, I guess I really just want to be a bit more like in depth with things. Once again, thank you for having me. I want to say that. Shout out to Veronica being the love of my life and my eternal flame and the person that I like wanted to go to the end with, like die hard forever and ever and ever. Literally that 3-hour call in the my favorite moment. But I feel as though I really, oh my god, why am I fucking blinking right now? I do want to go in depth with more of my game. I feel like I was able to play a very well-rounded game where I was able to pick up on myself more socially, strategically, and competitively. I was able to match up with probably the biggest comp piece this entire season, and not because I didn't need to. I absolutely did need to, because every single person had every reason to vote me out. I socially was able to keep myself safe up until like final 6-5-ish, when I wasn't even targeted when I was nominated. And even then I was not nominated up until like final 6 or final 5 or whenever that fucking round was. I was able to keep myself safe. I knew I had the numbers to keep myself safe the entire time. Even at final 4, I know I didn't need to win veto, but I wanted to have that vote because in the end, the vote is probably the most important thing that you can have. So winning every single veto that I can and like convincing people to play the veto on me every single moment that I can, is probably like the most important thing that I can do. I knew every single relationship kind of going into this game. I was aware of everything going on. I kept everything in my back pocket, kept everyone's at arm's distance, thinking about every single opportunity that I can. And I played my fucking heart out. Even if I may have been admittedly a little clumsy sometimes in terms of like doing some things versus another, I played my fucking heart out. I was able to save myself when I absolutely needed to, and I was able to keep myself off of the block when I absolutely needed to, and I was also honest too. I do want to say I was also honest when I had to be and when I wanted to be, which was all the time. So yes, I deserve to win, and I do believe that I deserve to win, and I would be happy with Veronica winning as well. I'm very thankful of being here. Yeah. Sorry, I was rambling. Just know I love. Yeah.
Okay. So we actually have another juror who's
Oh.
going to pop in and ask a few questions. So, yay, we love that.
Who?
Can we know who?
Oh, yeah, of course. So it's going to be Mo.
Yay! Yay!
Out here.
Hi, Mo.
That's too fucking loud. Okay. Hi.
Hi, go
Hi.
ahead.
Okay, so my question is for Jones. When did you decide, because just from what I've heard, there was like a moment in time where you kind of had to pick either Beck or me, just to like who you want to go to the end with, or just like work with in general, if that makes any sense.
Wait, the question is when I had to pick between you and Beck?
Yeah, like what was like the deciding factor
I think it
of,
was just the Cheatham vote. Because
okay.
like I was more so confused by your actions because
Mm-hmm.
like you created that or you wanted to make the alliance with
Mandos.
Mandos and you to kind of like have that rift and like be prepared for anything. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you were campaigning for and you also like from what I remember, you wanted to do it to like kind of distance yourself from Cheatham a little bit. But then
Mm-hmm.
like when you were openly campaigning to keep Cheatham and also kind of throwing me under the bus that I knew all the stuff that you told me when I kept that a secret for you to the most part.
Uh-huh.
I think that was more so my deciding factor. Just
Uh-huh.
like you kind of I'm sorry.
No, 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 no.
um I would the deciding factor would probably just be that entire round with Cheatham because it made me realize that like we had very different like mindsets of how
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to go about things. Because like Mandos and then like Ride or Die, I love him to death. And then just like knowing everything about Cheatham and just me being confused by why you were doing what you were doing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my main thing. I hope that
And
made
then,
sense.
yeah, that makes sense. My other question, I don't know if this has been asked before, but this is for both of you. If you were to give player of the season to a jury member, who would you give it to?
Jules.
Mm-hmm.
Jules are back.
Jules, just because she was really loved, and the only reason why she got out is because everyone saw that, and even though like we wanted her out, we were still like, I love Jules, but she has to fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
Like the VL, all Jules stands. Everyone loves her. She has that energy where she's just a fucking angel, but it's also that you can recognize the threat and you want her gone, but she's still just like that lovable person that I think she has to win. Favorite
Mm-hmm.
player. While Beck is more like a villain, although I love him.
I have 3 like that are like in the running for it, and then I'll say why I think my number 1. I think Mandos won for one first and foremost because like even after like surviving a tie vote and getting like a decent amount of people. You said player of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like after getting like
his favorite.
after getting like a decent amount of people to like kind of go against him, he was still able to like ride the middle and still coast up until final 7 and was still able to kind of like keep himself safe with like comp wins and stuff like that. Jules, absolutely everyone fucking loves her and like no one really had like a real reason to like put her up except everyone just thought she was a big threat in the end. And the whole threat energy just kind of like got too big. And I think Beck would probably be player of the season in my eyes because I feel like all around he's played like the most well-rounded game of everybody. He was able to win out comps when he needed to. He was able to kind of put the decision and the power in his own hands. He was able to keep himself safe at Final 5 double night when he probably needed it. He was able to keep himself safe and he was very strategic and very like big brain, well minded, everything like that. So I would say top 3 would be Mandos, Jules, Beck, and then Beck winning.
Well, player of the season, I was thinking America's favorite. America's favorite, definitely Jules. Player of the season, Beck. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I made one game move and somebody changed their name to Donald Trump, so that's how my game went. It's funny though, because the person who changed their name to Donald Trump has a history with something, but we're not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But that's all. Good luck,
I'm
you
sorry,
two.
he's a
I
stan
love
of mine.
you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
All right, thank you so much, Mo. You're an icon.
Thank you, Mo.
I try.
Adios. Okay. Well, that concludes the jury Q&A. Thank you, ladies, for showing up and giving your speeches. Good luck to both of you. The game is officially out of your hands. This time tomorrow night we'll crown a winner. So y'all can rest easy, and we will pick this up tomorrow night.
Wait, what time tomorrow?
Is 8 o'clock good?
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
That or earlier is good for me.
The same. I'm fine with whatever.
I get off at like 5, so any like 6 or later, I'm good.
For once, I
Okay.
don't work, so it's fine.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll plan for 8. Like if it changes,
Okay.
whatever. Just let us know. All right. Well, thanks, y'all.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.